Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Quite excited to show you the progress of my custom table. I've managed to get loads done. I only have one day a week, which is work and child free entirely, so I'm cramming in as much time as possible to the Lego room on that day. So let's recap what I've spent. Last week I spent £84.50 on material like the OSB board for the table legs from IKEA, and screws and glue. I don't see that cost rising much now, as I'll mostly be spending on Lego parts, so most of the material costs are kind of done. I have bought a load of base plates and the white IKEA Big Lick Lego boxes and a few train sets. So at the end of the video today, I'll total all that up and how many parts as well. I've got 5 of the boxes positioned in this area at the back here, and this is going to be the elevated financial district. There will also be 2 boxes here, and skyscrapers are going to dominate this area. Pulling back to the corner of the room, this is where you enter, and this whole section here will be covered in trans clear tiles, and this waterway, the canal, it runs across the city. This front area here on this little peninsula is a built up old town with some of my narrower modulars, the ones that are 16 wide. And at the back, or this sort of middle bit here, is where there will be a train station, a footbridge will connect the financial area, and I'll work on a Pan Am airline skyscraper for this bit here. So the building will be the Pan Am headquarters. And obviously that's a no longer existing airline, but that's the kind of the idea, is just something from my childhood. My ideas for the Pan Am building won't be based on the old one that was in New York, which is now the MetLife building, this sort of angular building. It's not going to be based on that. I'm just going to do a completely original design. It's probably going to be quite narrow, and I'm going to stick to colours of like just white and blue, which is the colours of Pan Am as well. But that's pretty far off. I won't be working on the skyscrapers for quite a while. I'm going to be doing all the old town and the canal first. So I have been working on creating a prototype design for the sides of the canal. Did various versions, various heights, and this is what I've come up with. So this will be tiled with trans clear tiles and black plates underneath. It's a really nice look when it's quite dark like that. I've done it before on other mocks. I'll do a 3 studs in height layer of plates at the bottom with green and grey 1x1 plates, so I need a load of those to order. And that'll have masonry bricks on top, and this will make the canal quite deep, and then I'll have roads and plates up high, roughly this level. It's gonna take quite a lot of parts. All this needs to be done here, so it's a lot of work, but I've already ordered the parts actually, so hopefully they come next week. These blue 16x32 base plates are great. I got an 8-pack for £8 on Amazon. They're off brands, but they're great. I also got a pack of tan ones too, so £16 for 16 small base plates. That's pretty good prices. I've popped all this stuff down here whilst I lay down this layer of MDF on top. I've got a few big sheets of the stuff. I got it free from work because they were doing some renovations and just chucking it out. So I earmarked that. I said, oh, I can definitely make use of that. So please don't throw it in the bin. So I'm really happy because I didn't have to buy a whole sheet, which would have been like 30 or 40 pounds. So great. There are a few gaps, but it's fine. I'm measuring it all out to make sure it covers about 2/3 of the surface, as the other end is going to be lower and the harbour. It's not perfect, but it's going to be covered in base plates anyway, so you won't see it. In the harbour canal bit, I'll have to cut things a wee bit more precise. I'm working on everything around the size of the base plates, so it's keeping it simple and all straight lines. This was my original drawing. I measured all the base plates out with the exact dimensions on an A3 piece of paper. It took ages to do this, but it was important to design the layout as I'm making a custom table, so 6x4 large grey base plates. I need to plan out where everything is going to go. Unfortunately, that has changed quite a lot, really, because the original canal was going to go a different way, and this is because I changed my mind because I would lose too much real estate space. I wouldn't have enough space for the modulars. I also cut out one of the roads as well, as 2 roads, again, it just takes up so much building space, and I would rather focus on having interesting and cool buildings, and you can just have one road in between with buildings either side. I will, however, use it as a rough guide for the other parts of the city out with the roads, as it's all measured out and it's still kind of valid. I do need to shave off a bit of width and cut some more boards. Unfortunately, I have the kids around the house today, so I can't use the jigsaw as it's too noisy and it's too dusty. I really need to get on with this, so I'll cut these bits by hand instead. And as the old saying goes, measure twice, cut once. Well, I've already messed up a few times with this already. But here we are, this layer is all cut to size and in place and it fits, so that is a relief. It's a bit of a rough cut, I will need to sand it down and maybe plane it or level it off a bit, but it's great to just see it all come together. And now I'm away to cut the MDF for the top layer, as it needs to be 36 centimeters in thickness in total. I'm not going to do that on film, it's going to have to be done with the jigsaw, so I'll do it later on tonight, as there's going to be loads of dust. So I've cut the MDF, it's the painted red pieces here, and it's a bit wonky, but you know what, I don't care, it does the job, as it fits the base plates and it'll be covered on the edges too by bricks, so you're never going to see it. I'll show you this is how it's going to be. Let's put these plates down, pop this here, and I love these tan coloured ones, they're quite versatile this size. And there we go, it's a wee peninsula now. And it's truly one of the most satisfying things doing this kind of project is seeing it all come together. What was in your head is happening. Because this is exactly how I envisaged this, and I've got so much space on the left here, and the canal, there's going to be bridges of course, yeah, it's looking really good. From the other side, this view, you can see the extent of the canal now. It will need tidying up, these edges are a bit rough as I was saying, and some slightly overlap. Even the edge of the table isn't perfect, but I'll get to it this week. So as promised, let's recap what I've spent so far. I have 3 grey base plates, that's £36, 8 blue and 8 tan base plates at £8.99 each. The Harry Potter train, I can't remember what set number it is, but I bought that for £50, it was a few years ago. I also have the White City train set, which I got for £90 back then. I also bought 8 IKEA white boxes, the big like ones. They're £19 each. It's quite expensive, so it's £152 in total for that. I have 3 City Road plates so far. They were £48. And for Lego sets and parts, that's £393.98. So for the piece count, I'm using Excel as well. So it does look like it's a cost, it's got a pound symbol next to it, but it's not obviously how much it cost, it's the number of parts, and it's 1,814 parts so far. And as I was saying earlier, the materials I've spent is £84.50, so I have spent £478.48 on Lego and materials altogether. Join me next time when I'll be finishing the other side and hopefully starting to build the actual canal and having all the sides done. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!